This is Red, my unbacked 4-year-old who was bred out of our amazing Ramiro B. Mare Diamond. Red has exceptional breeding for eventing, with his dad being 5-star event stallion Le Points de Bois. He has spent his first 4 years of life out in the field playing with his peers, which means he is totally unspoilt and now ready to start working life. We are on a journey taking Red right from the start to hopefully his first event. So Reddy has seriously progressed now. He's wearing his own saddle, and thankfully the saddle I had in mind for him actually seems to sit really quite nicely and fit fairly well. Now I was just going to run through a little bit about his tack. So obviously he's been going with his little bridle on, which just has a brow band, headpiece, cheek pieces and bit, and then I've got his dually halter on, which is what he originally started in. I think unfortunately I'm going to have to go buy a bigger one because somebody's head has grown. And then moving on to the tack, we started him off in the saddle pad with a roller on, and we've now progressed to the saddle, which just has a little nice padded half pad and actually seems to sit quite nicely. So I sat it on him in the stable originally, then just took it off him after he'd worked. Then last time I worked him, he went into the indoor arena with it on, and I put the breast girth on so it doesn't slip back, although it doesn't seem to move, but it's a good start to have it on, because when I come to getting on him, when I come to getting on him, I'll actually put a neck strap on and I'll thread it through the breast girth so that if we have any antics, it's not going to go flying off over his head. So he went in his saddle without his stirrups on. He's just showing now. He's having to move around the stable, which is ideal for him really, because he gets to have a bit of a move before I bring him up. He had them without stirrups on. It's hard to eat with a bit in, isn't it? He says it's impossible. Without the stirrups on last time, and then this time we've progressed to the stirrups. I've just got some nice little plastic ones so they're not going to make too much of a racket when they bounce, but it'll just start to introduce a little bit of movement on the saddle as he goes around. So we're going to take him to the indoor. I'm not going to long line him today, I'm just going to take him.
Here's to the good days, here's to the sorrow.
Energy.
This is a mistake,
He can.
I know about tomorrow. I don't want to fight no more, cause I don't feel the need no more, no. Just want to make it stop.
Which is not figured out how to do.
Maybe it's something in the water, or maybe we just hit the end of the road. Right now it doesn't even matter. It's too late not to let it go, and that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry, cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. We had a good run, don't say we didn't. I was your first love, and you were my first one. Cheers to all the memories, the venom and the remedies, yeah. Promise I won't forget, yeah. Maybe it's something in the water, yeah. Or maybe we just hit the end of the road. Right now it doesn't even matter, yeah. It's too late not to let it go, and that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry, cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. So baby, bye. It's for the best and you know why. You gotta leave me here tonight before we make this even worse. It's gonna hurt even more than this does. We gave it all we had, it's time to say bye, baby, bye. I'll be, you'll be, yeah, we'll be fine. So let's call it a night, and that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry, cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. So baby, bye. It's for the best and you
everybody, I'm jumping in for a voiceover now, as I've just shown you. So obviously I let him have a bit of a trot around with his stirrups run up before I then put them down, because I thought even that would be a change of sensation from having no stirrups on the saddle, which is what he'd done the previous day. As you can see, he's pretty unfazed. He's not been phased about the saddle at all, to be fair, and I think that's because of that sort of prior foundation work that we'd done with him about having the roller on and doing the long lining and everything like that before. So he's got used to so many things before even having the saddle on board, that when the saddle came on, he was like, oh yes, I know what this is about, which personally is a really nice way of doing it, I think, because then he's not having negative associations with his saddle. It's not giving him a fright or anything. It's just gone on board once he actually understands what's going on. So I know I said I was just going to lunge him this day, but he was so chilled about the stirrups that I decided to do a little bit of jumping up and down at the side of him, and this is the first lot of it that I've been doing. And as you can see, I don't have the long line, I have nothing. He's not tied up, he's stood there of his own free will with a relaxed leg and perfectly cool about the situation. So I basically did quite a lot of this. We'd stand still and then we'd walk, because I always think it's a good release for them to be able to have a walk and move their feet. Obviously this is like so Liberty-esque, I guess, because, you know, we've not got anything attached to him. It's very much just, you're okay. And he's a little bit jumpy still, but he's not actually jumpy at the other stuff that I'm doing. You can see now what I'm doing is I'm just whisking my hand across his bottom, and he's a bit like, that is very strange. And the reason I'm doing that is, even though it's quite a long way away at this stage, I thought I need to prepare him to get used to the prospect of a leg swinging over, and I don't want to go disappearing off into the sunset if I accidentally catch him. Obviously, I don't intend on catching him with my foot, but if I do, I want him to have the tool base, a bit like with finally putting the saddle on, that he realises it's okay before it's even happened. So I do that, I do a bit more jumping. I start off with the jumping quite quiet and quite low, and then what I do is I build up the jumping to the point where I then like sort of bounce myself off of the saddle and bash into him a bit, which some horses can take offence at. He's really not that phased. He's a bit like, yeah, this is cool, don't really know what you're doing, but I'm quite happy, thanks. And then I'm saying, right, let's go for a walk, shake it all off. And he's like, oh, you're just being boring. But if you look at his expression, he's doing a little bit of licking and chewing, processing there. He's perfectly soft and happy and got these nice, relaxed, attentive ears. And he's just mooching about with me. I'm the one that's being a bit more energetic than he is, which is a nice way around to do it. And then I just keep on repeating it, so doing that with my hand on his bottom. He's not so sure about that bit, but the rest of it he's pretty a-okay with. I'm patting him all over. I really want him to get to the stage where I can be quite noisy and quite energetic around him and he feels secure in himself. Anybody that's sort of tiptoeing around youngsters, I always think that that's something that can be a bit of a false sense of security, because then you get into a big energetic atmosphere at a show or something and they don't know how to cope. So I'd rather teach him the coping mechanisms while he's at home than sort of him having to learn it in a situation where I can't control the external factors. So after that I just went and took him for a bit of a walk around the farm. Well, we have just been an utter, let me just hold this a bit easier, superstar, you're a good boy, aren't you? He's literally just done everything without question. Oh, someone trotting towards you, you're okay. You've got a tail very high, you can't see it. Good boy. And yes, there's a loop here that goes around a lot of the horses' paddocks on the farm with a bit of a farm track, and my intention is that he will long line around it in the long run. So we've just been down the bottom track and then we're just coming up the hill to the track where your field is, Mr. Man. You're a good boy. Oh, there's someone on a metal gate behind him, rubbing their bottom. You're a good boy. But just obviously, before I long line him round, I will walk him round so he's nice and confident. Good boy. It's okay. Got his tail up. So we'll do this a few times until he feels happy. And then, come on, gorgeous. And then this will probably be like his second step towards long lining outside of the arena. At the minute, I've just been keeping him in the arena while he gets used to the lines, because he needs to be competent and confident on them before we're free range, because otherwise I could have him loose around 1,000 acres plus, and I don't want that happening. So we are just literally doing everything with the smallest possible baby step in order to give him chance to see the world and get to know everything without having a fright. That's the aim, at least. It's not always possible, but we can aim for it. He's being such a good boy. I've really taken my time with him. Good boy. He's just had several days off recently, and there's times when he needs more work and times where I'm just sort of then letting him go out in the field to process, because I'm not in a hurry. I don't have to do him at a commercial speed because he's just mine. So he can be done at the pace I want him to do at, and it gives his brain time to process and his body time to mature. Good boy, you're okay. You're doing so good. We're on a new day now. Not that you can tell from my outfit. This must have been taken on some days when I was in the office. So what I do when I'm in the office is I try to get out of my riding stuff when I can, and I'll wear like normal human clothes, as I would describe them, you know, like a dress or jeans or whatever, and then in the evenings I'll just get back changed into the same outfit because it's not really got that dirty if I've only ridden or worked one horse. So yeah, sorry, I don't know why I'm explaining the fact that I'm in the same outfit on a second day. Probably feeling like you probably think that I'm a mucky urchin, but don't worry, I'm not most of the time. Anyway, so new day, and he's got his saddle and stirrups on, and we've put him on the long line. So he obviously knows this from the long lining on the roller. He's getting loads better. He doesn't mind me running behind him. You can steer him so much easier. And he, like I was saying on the clips before, he really is building up to being able to get long lining out of the arenas now and start doing the hacking and the likes, which I just think is so good for them because it makes them really bold and really brave. As you can see, he's really unfazed about having his lines taken off, and he's really getting to the stage where he's getting nice and relaxed, and he knows what he's doing, is really starting to understand. And you'll have seen, if you've watched my previous training videos, you know, he's not a dobbin, he's not switched off, he is quite switched on, and people will describe him as sharp or whatever you want to describe him, which is never naughty or nasty. It's just that he's got quite a brain and he's very reactive. But actually that's what I need in a horse and what I want in a horse, because I have aspirations to be doing higher levels than I'm currently doing, and we're managing to work up that way with both Maggie and Donut, and I'm really, really chuffed about that. But my next horse also needs to be able to do the same, needs to be able to carry on up the grades is the hope. So I've not gone off buying something that's going to be absolutely bomb-proof for everything. I'm hopeful that with my training that he will be pretty bomb-proof, because I've managed to get Maggie and Donut to a similar place where they're just quite unflappable because they understand and they feel safe and they feel secure in what they're doing in their training, and they trust me. But he was never going to be numb to start off with. He was always going to be reactive and quite switched on to new things, which is absolutely fine. But I will take my time with the training, and it's lovely to see that with the stuff that I've taught him, that he's getting so secure in himself and so unflappable with. So it's it's boding well for the future. And it is so rewarding to produce because he's got such a wonderful brain, really clever, really trainable. I mean, look how inquisitive he is being with this mountain block. He's just interested in understanding what's going on. So obviously we got going, we did a little bit of what he knew, we did a little bit of jumping up and down, and for me the next step is for him to get used to somebody being above him. It was quite funny though, because I don't think he was as fazed about somebody being above him as he was about the mountain block. He thought that was just the strangest thing to have in the arena with him. So we're going about it the same way as we did with the jumping up and down. He's loose, he's able to sort of give himself as much space as he feels he needs. And I'm just going up and down and just very gently working closer to him. But I'm not trying to sort of push my luck. I'm keeping a bit of a distance initially while we get going, and as he seems to settle to it, that's when I will move it a little bit closer. And you'll know by now, this is how I train stuff. I just introduce something new, I tell him it's good, I repeat it, and I just keep on going, and I up the sort of action of what it's doing, whether that's it being closer to him or change it at the point that I think that he seems to be quite comfortable and confident. I mean, he doesn't look at all phased there. He's just saying, I don't really want you to come near me with that strange plastic thing. I don't mind you up there, that's fine. And I'm jumping off of the block as well so that he gets used to me jumping down, because of course once I get up there, what goes up must come down, and I'd quite like it to be intentionally. So I did lots more of that. I'm not interested in boring you guys with just the constant repetition, but you know what I was doing. I was working closer and closer, and then you can see I eventually got to the point where I'm nearly close enough that I could actually mount him if I wanted to. Not going to be that stupid right here and now. He's not ready for that yet. But I'm able to do this and give him a good old fuss and tell him what a good boy he is, how clever he is, how brave he is. And then just start giving him a fuss from up top. He likes a good scratch, so that's a really good reward for him. Notice when I'm closer to him, I'm stepping down off the step rather than jumping off it, so I don't shock him or give him a little bit of a fright, giving him that good scratch. And he's getting comfortable with it now, which from at the start of the session, probably in like 5 minutes, he then just sort of settled in. And then what we do on one side, we always do on the other, because as I've explained before, horses' brains don't link that easily from one side to the other. So what they see out of one eye doesn't necessarily transfer that they remember that they've already seen it for the other eye, if that makes sense. Still not very good at explaining that. But no, I'm just carrying on, resting my arm over his saddle, just getting him a bit more used to having somebody up above. And I think there's a bird up on the roof, but it's all good for him to get used to. And he's just there, settled. Good. And then we just went on to untacking him, and this is another new day, and I have changed my clothes this day. Well done me. Getting a little bit of adulting going, getting him tacked up. He is a big boy, he's quite tall. We don't know how big he is. He's 16 plus 1 probably, maybe plus 2, but we're not actually working that up. You can see how confident he is with being tacked up now. At the start of the video, I was doing it really sort of gently, quietly, and now he just stands there, doesn't he? He is quite happy. I can pull my stirrups down, tighten his girth, and everything is just normal and okay, because we've done it and he's learnt it and now he trusts it.
Your eyes tell me that you don't wanna leave just yet. No, my eyes agree. It's almost like when we first met. Oh, I don't care, it's getting too late. I want you and I can't wait. Don't wanna spend a minute without you. I know you feel the same. So come on, give me love. I'ma show you how to move with my body. Come hit me with your touch and make me wanna say, damn. And yeah, you know what's up. Ain't nothing I won't do for your body. So give me all you got right now. I know I'm yours, baby. Yeah. This feeling is getting so strong. Love me till the morning, love me all night long. There's something special about you. You're the one that I want. So come on, give me love. I'ma show you how to move with my body. Come hit me with your touch and make me wanna say, damn. And yeah, you know what's up. Ain't nothing I won't do for your body. So give me all you got right now. I know I'm yours, baby. So come give me love. You know you're my baby. So come give me love. I never felt nothing quite like this. I get a high every time we kiss. Can't get enough, baby. So come give me love. All of your love. Won't you love me till the morning? Love me in the evening. You know what I want. Won't you hold me like I'm yours? Show me that I'm yours. You know just what I want. Won't you love me like the last time? Like our time was right now. Show me what it's about. Love me till the morning. Love me in the evening. You know what I want. I know I'm yours, baby. So come give me love. You know you're mine, baby. So come give me love. I never felt nothing quite like this. I get a high every time we kiss. Can't get enough, babe. So come give me love. All of your love. Won't you love me till the morning? Love me in the evening. You know what I want. Won't you hold me like I'm yours? Show me that I'm yours. You know just what I want. Won't you love me like the last time? Like our time was right now. Show me what it's about. Love me till the morning. Love me in the evening. You know what I want. All of your love.
Right then, I've got a helper, which can only mean one thing. We are going for it. It's time to do Red's first go at bellying up. So I felt that he was as well prepared as he possibly could be. So Mum came in to help. Some people like it to be 3 people. I prefer it just to be as few people as possible. So Mum's doing holding and legging up duty. And up I go onto my belly. And wasn't he a good boy? He stood really well. So then, obviously, first time up, my aim is to stay really, really still, even with him moving. And I jumped down, and that's the bit that he found frightening. He was like, oh my goodness. So I reminded him, I was like, Red, what goes up must come down. And he says, oh no, once you're up there, that's it. You're staying up there forever. So we told him he was a good boy, because he was a really super duper boy. And as we have been doing with this whole training system, we've then walked him on and then gone to go do it again. And it's just that thing of repetition. So then we've gone to go back up again. And he was a little bit tense. So I was like, right, okay, let's just jump a little bit again. Go back a step, because we've got put all those building blocks in place. And then we go up again. And he was a good boy. But you can see he gets quite tense. And then he immediately goes to go. So that's why you start with bellying up. You're not about to just go get on your horse. I mean, there's some horses that you might just get on, but Red isn't one. So you just belly up, and I was able just to jump down, and we said, okay, it's all right. You're okay, Mr. Man. And we just walked another circle. And then we go to do it again. So I think at this stage, Mum and I will have changed tactics and gone to not quite a full belly up. So again, we've gone back some steps. We're going to bouncing, which he's quite okay with. And then she's going to offer to put me up. And there we go. We just go halfway up. So we just do a half one. And he's able just to sort of do that and then get the release. And he doesn't have to move as much. What I don't want is for him to feel that if he doesn't like something, he can just go and disappear off into the distance and get away with it, because that will teach him a bad habit that we don't want him to learn, because we want him to be nice and relaxed and not be running away from the rider. So we did lots more of this, and I've sped it up so that it doesn't get too boring, where we just go halfway up and then we tell him he's a good boy. So the release comes while he's still stood still and being a good boy. And you can see he's chilling out a little bit more and relaxing a leg now, and it's not quite so frightening and life is a little bit better. And then I do a little bit further over and he says, oh, I'm not so sure about that, but he still doesn't do that sort of big reaction where he goes and gets away from it. And then we do another littler one, and he's starting to lick and chew now if you look at his muzzle. So that to me means processing, and you can see in his body posture he's getting a little bit more relaxed. And then we're moving him a bit. We'll always do a little bit of walking in between to let him just sort of shake it off in his body effectively. And then we go for a slightly bigger one where I nearly get all the way over, and we say, thank you very much, Red, good boy. And that was a really good start. And then I immediately unclip him and he looks like he's going, right, okay, I've learned something, which is good. And then clothing change means we're on to a new day, and I'm just long lining him. Now, I do believe that we did a little bit of a change of tactics. So this is obviously me finishing off long lining him. You don't need to see me doing hours of long lining, do you? But it does give you sort of an insight that he's still doing all the other bits that I've been training him with. It's not that he's not doing any of those bits. I'm just not showing all of it because it would get far too repetitive, and yeah, it'd be boring and the videos would be hours long and my computer memory would not cope with it. So instead I'm just sort of giving you a little taste, and then we're going on to the next bit. So we changed tact. So the previous day we'd been doing bellying up in the indoor, and that's how I've always done it with my horses. I've always done it in a round pen or a sort of a confined arena. But with Red, because he has this sort of strong flight instinct, we felt that if I tried to go up there and he got tense and he went, it's quite a big space for him to go and it wouldn't be fair on anybody. So I know quite a lot of people like to back horses in stables, so I asked for a little bit of advice from a few friends and they sort of said what they do in stables, and we decided that that would be the wisest thing to do. So we started off with the jumping, as you've seen, and then we went to belly up in the stable. And the idea is that he can't go as far. There's me complaining that I can feel it in my glutes from doing however long of jumping. Obviously need to go and get to the gym. And we just did a half belly up, which is like what we did in the indoor, and then now we're going to go for a full belly up. And he was quite good. He just had a little bit of a jump, not quite sure, but because it's not a massive space for him to go running around, he's just stood still. And we were giving him lots of reassurance, telling him what a clever boy he was, giving him a little bit of chance to relax, all before I jumped down, which again is a little bit tense. But then we're able to tell him he's a good boy, and he's able to do it without getting too frightened and having to run away. And when he runs away, it then gets more frightening because I have to jump off and it's a bit messy and whatever. Whereas everything can be a lot more controlled. And you can see he's immediately gone, oh, that's all right. And he's resting a leg. So life's a little bit more chilled. So then we did lots more of this. I might just stick the sound on so you can have a listen because I'm chatting away to him the whole time.
And you're a bit chilled about it. Okay? Well done. I can feel you blowing. Hey? Good boy. Well done you. Well done you. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Well done Teddy. Good boy. Good boy. I'll do that once more. It's a long way up.
It's a long way down.
Yeah, I know, my feet feel it as well. Well done, ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Good boy. Well done. Good boy. Yes, a good boy. Well done. done, Teddy. Well done. That's the best one yet, isn't it? That was ever so cool. That was good. Good boy. Well done. Okay. Good boy. Do you think?
So now we go from the other side. Now I have a very dodgy left ankle from, I damaged it when I was a child in a stupid trampolining accident, and then I re-broke it again a few years later, and I'd already had to have it rebuilt once before that, so then I've re-broken it and done all the ligament damage in it. So it's not bad, but it's not very good for legging up on. So obviously, as a rule, you jump off your right foot anyway. So when we've swapped sides, not everybody does this from another side, but I did feel it was appropriate for Red for him to see it from both sides, just to be as prepared as possible to help him out. So when we swapped sides, instead of like reversing and doing a mirror image and me bouncing off my left foot, what we did was he couldn't go very far in the stable, so we legged up from, like we would from the correct side, so the left side rather than the right side, and just put his lead rope over his neck. Now we found it interesting. He noticed that he's blowing a bit, so he really obviously did find it a little bit of something to process and to get used to. So we felt that we would just go back to the normal side and it would be a little bit better. It was obviously a warm day too, but we were very conscious of his responses, and we felt that he was a really good boy. And once we'd gone back to the other side, he'd really learnt a lot. So that was time to untack him and say, thank you very much, what a good boy. And we'll come again and we'll do a little bit more the following day. And obviously this is all a lot faster because I've sped it up so that it doesn't get boring. And it was like, thank you very much, Red. Good lad. New day, new outfit again. I'm in my stripy top. And I can't tell you exactly if these are one day after the other. Some days we were going every single day, and then some days we were giving him a bit of a gap in between to process. I've got a feeling he'd had a day off in between this, but don't hold me to it because I don't know for sure. So again, we started again right from the beginning. You can see just how much more relaxed he is already. He's got a chance to go away, think about it. We will have already done some belly ups before this stage. I've just cut them out. And then we're going on to him moving with me on board, which is very good. And he was very good and very considerate with it. You know, he wasn't going shooting round. He was very sort of conscientious of the fact that he had me up on board, and he was going really steadily and being a really clever boy. The whole time we'll have been telling him how good he is, how clever he is, and I'm just holding on. I do think this is like one of those things when you're backing youngsters, you can't breathe, you can't like fill your lungs as you bellied over like that, so you've got to hold in your air the best you can and go. And that's me just saying to Mum that as he walks, he feels like he really swings through his back, and then like I'm watching this video back thinking he was barely walking there, was he wasn't really doing a huge amount. So I don't know what I'm saying there. I'm obviously being very animated as I chat, but we're going to do it again. We keep on doing this repetition. We keep telling him he's a good boy. If he has anything he's unsure with, we go back to something that he knows a little bit better, and that's how we go. And he still does a walk to have a release in between things before we then do what we're doing again. And we will do it from both sides, and we'll keep going, and we'll just, you know, you can see by the way Mum and I are chatting, we're very relaxed about the situation. It's not a tense, stressful situation. It's just, you know, it's just life. It's normal life. This is going to be normal for Reddy Teddy, and he's going to be a happy boy. So then we'll do it again and we'll get walking.
Calm.
Good boy. Good lad.
got him.
I got him. You got him.
Got him.
Good boy.
Walk on.
Just one step. Good boy.
Walk on. Walk
Good
on.
boy.
Good boy.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Walk on.
Good boy, yeah. Well done.
Clever boy.
He's so clever. Good boy. Well done, you. This feels better this way. Good boy.
Steady.
Don't go too fast.
Steady.
Good boy. Do a couple of nice easy steps.
Good boy.
Good boy, that'll do.
And step.
Good boy. Well done. Good boy. Good boy. This is
There you go,
10 on the forehand. Good boy.
Oh,
Well
we're not
done.
licking and chewing.
You're so clever. You're so clever. Good boy, teddy bear.
What happens if you just wriggle slightly? Hold on. Oh, no.
Have you got hold of him? What did you do?
Yeah. No, he just balanced his legs.
I mean, to be fair, his legs don't look that balanced to me down here.
No.
They look splayed. Oh boy. If I wriggle, tiggle. Good boy. Wiggle. I can't do a huge amount of
He's
wiggling
not
up here.
budging.
Good boy.
He's not budging.
Well done. Good boy.
That'll do him.
Good boy. You were so clever. You. He's getting it now. Get dizzy.
So again, good boy, all finished. We are untacking and we're saying thank you very much. He's a good boy. And then he can go back out in his field. What I can remember from at this time, because this was about June time. This was all before I had my fall from Maggie. And yeah, because I didn't get to do anything after that because I badly sprained my right ankle. So my good ankle was then bad. So again, we're new day, a new outfit again. I will have done all the preparation, will have done bellying up, then walk around in a circle and all those bits and bobs that we've already done as progress. And now we are going on to swinging on. So there's lots of different ways of doing it. A lot of people like doing it without stirrups. I wanted to do it really, really slowly. So I wanted my left foot in the stirrup so I could just edge over because you can just see he's going, it's new, I'm not sure what's going on, and oh my goodness. And he's got his ears on me, he's really listening intently. Mum's reassuring him from his shoulder, telling him what a good boy he is. I knew this would be the bit that he'd find a little bit jumpy, but in order to get it smooth, I needed to do it in one motion. But that's why I didn't jump straight back down, so that he then had to stand still before I got off. And he was a really good boy. And again, he's licking and chewing and blinking, and he's just taking a breath and relaxing while we're telling him he's clever. I'm obviously in white breeches because I'd been competing that day. I think I'd taken donut show jumping that day. I believe this is the day before my accident, which was, it wasn't an accident with Red, if you're new around here. It was while I was out competing on Maggie. So that means this is his last session that he had before he actually ended up with a 6-week break while I was getting better from that. But not a bad place to be ending it on because he's being so clever. So like with every other stage, I feel like you guys know by now, we're just going to repeat until he feels okay about the situation. So again, we go up, Mum's giving me a hand finding my stirrup so I don't have to faff about with it too much. And then I'm just doing it as gently and as smoothly as I can. He's just getting his balance there with his legs, because that's another big thing for babies. I mean, he is four and a quarter or whatever, so he's at least got quite a lot of strength and muscle. And I'm being a bit braver this time. So first time I swung over, I literally just stayed hugged around his neck so that I wasn't too tall and imposing around him. This time I'm just crouched down, and he's so much better when I swing off. So that was so much less tense, and you just see how quickly he learns. It's such a quick process with him, and he does such a good job. So I'm obviously talking something through with Mum here now, and I'm saying I'm probably going to do some on and offs, maybe. I think maybe that was my intention, but on and offs without swinging, without jumping down. Let's see, shall we? Maybe I should have just watched this clip first. If I remember rightly, Donut jumped 2 double clears this day when he went show jumping, which was very clever. So we're having a really, really good day. So again, going up. Mum did an excellent job giving me leg ups because Red is a tall boy. And then Red's like, right, shall we go for a walk? I know how to do the walking while you're up and on me. And here we go. Up we go. Up and on. Swinging on. What a good boy. I'm keeping crouched down so I'm not too tall above him. But everything's looking a lot less tense, a lot more relaxed now already. So then I'm going to swing off onto my belly. I can tell because I've taken my foot out my stirrup. Staying up there. And then, yeah, I'm getting my foot back in. So it's the same but different. So I do the release that I swing back to my belly. So I take a step back and then I step back forwards again. And now I'm being a bit busier with my hands, giving him a bit more of a scratch, being a little bit sort of louder in my body language while I'm up there and telling him how good he is.
Well done. And coming up. That's better. Good boy. Well done. Look around.
And what we're doing next?
Might do a little move if I can get my foot well into the right stirrup. He's okay about the swing off now.
Good boy. Yeah, you take deep breath.
With me? 1, 2, 3.
Sorry, you made me laugh. Good boy.
Good boy. Good boy. Well done. So, I'm going to hold on here. Good boy. You take deep breaths. Good boy.
I'm gonna dance by myself like nobody's watching. Don't really care if my rhythm's off, 'cause I'm gonna dance like nobody's watching me. I'm gonna dance by myself like nobody's watching. Don't really care if my rhythm's off, 'cause I'm gonna dance like nobody's watching me. I'm gonna dance, 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 dance. I'm gonna dance, 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 dance. I'm gonna dance, dance, dance like nobody's watching me. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna
there we have it. That is Red officially backed. So you can see he's settled in. I'm feeling quite comfortable up there. Now, naturally, the next progression is to do a bit more of this in the stable and then to go back to doing it in the indoor, because I bet you he's going to be so much more confident. But as I've just previously mentioned, I did have the accident the following day, and it meant that he's had a break. But I really think this is a good point for him to have had a break so he can go away, process that, let his body mature a little bit more. I was so proud of him. It was actually a really fantastic point where he's learnt a lot and he's got so much more confident. And yeah, I'm so chuffed. He's just been, you know, he's a very clever horse, but he has been textbook. He's had a couple of bits where he's been unsure, and then we've just said, it's okay, here's a different way of doing it, and he's gone, oh, that's fine. So amazing temperament on this lad. I'm very, very excited for his future. And this is you guys pretty much caught up to date. So I'm looking forward to showing you what we do next and bringing him back into work as such. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you can keep up with what we get up to now, because it gets really exciting from now forwards. And please make sure to leave a like and a comment as well, because it really helps me out. And I will see you so very, very soon.
I'm gonna dance by myself like nobody's watching. Don't really care if my rhythm's off, 'cause I'm gonna dance like nobody's watching me.